couldn't hear you. You're not broken. You're calibrated. Welcome to spirituality on the spectrum, a sanctuary for neurodivergent minds, where science pauses and the soul recalls and reminds. Here, sensitivity isn't a flaw, it's signal. Difference isn't disorder, it's design. We explore the true psychology of innocence. Why divergence carry purpose? Why suppression feels like erasure? And what happens when the tunes stop retreating, start shaping the future? This isn't self-help, it's remembrance. Truth doesn't scream, it resonates and lets you dream. And if you felt the rhythm, you're already in the right place, guiding this space, the voice between worlds, Oracle, Nexhara.
Greetings, my neurodivergent kin.
Now, your neurodivergent spiritual guide, witness, and archivist, Joel Alden Van Fleet.
Good day, my neurodivergent kin.
Greetings and good morrow, kindred minds, wanderers of pattern and paradox. You are seen. You are most welcome here. And you're precisely on time. Fair winds and following seas. So, let's cast off.
I'm about to depart on a surprise tropical holo adventure with my family, so I wanted to squeeze in one more message before taking off for a couple weeks.
Ah, yes. The healthy traditional human family ritual of disappearing briefly, only to return with stories and sand in inconvenient places. Do not worry. He will return. They always do. Eventually.
That thought is very interesting. This video will strike a note with the AuDHD listeners, those who live the paradox of predictability and chaos, structure versus adventure, sensory sensitivities, battling sensory seeking. A year ago, me and my wife went on a boat to do some more shark diving. My favorite dive was called the washing machine. Everyone lines up to jump off the boat together to stay close as we all drift in a current, which current then clashes with another fighting current, causing the effects of the washing machine. I'm sure you can now image why it's called the washing machine.
By my troth! Washing machine? A most reassuring name. No false advertising there, because nothing says relaxing experience quite like that perchance.
Yep, everyone is being flipped all around, up and down, side to side, rolling, hitting banks of sand where the water then throws you up out of the water. Yes, that hurts your ears. Crash into other divers. Oh, it was so much fun. You could say it was probably the funnest ride I've ever been on. I enjoyed every part of it, except for the end, when the fun was over, because the fun was over.
Well, serves you right. You're always having way too much fun, Joel.
Every time we've been out on boats and caught in the middle of big storms, I like to hang off the boat, soak in the rain and crashing waves, while everyone else is throwing up over the boat or into their comfort bags, or some become completely exhausted and accept to be in a vegetable state, hoping the journey will end quickly. I'm on the side shouting, "Woohoo!" Then my wife is next to me, telling me to stop mocking everyone by looking like I'm having a wonderful time. I'm fighting the debate in my mind to stay calm and respectful for those who aren't having such a great time. because I'm seriously having a very great time.
Mark this well, Joel. Methinks your wife is right. You see, joy, it seems, is not always a group activity.
Well, I still don't know what to think about it. To have fun or not to have fun? That is the question. I think I should just have fun. Because if I take on everyone else's attitudes, then my nervous system will go into the angry, Incredible Hulk mode, which would be a much worse scene than me cheering on the storm. Would you not think the same?
Zounds! An excellent calculation. You got me, Joel. Joy in this case is the safer catastrophe. And as fate would have it, I would not want to be on that boat with you. I'm just saying.
But here's the problem. I want to be on that boat. You ever watch those jet ski YouTube videos where the people are riding up and down the massive ocean swells? Oh, I so want to do that. That should be a weekly religious activity for all AuDHD people, right? If you've done this, let me know. I want to hear all about it. Being a man of mighty faith, when I'm out there on the water, I know I'll be okay. Even when I free dive, I make sure to do a meticulously internal self-inventory to know the limits of all my systems so I don't push the boundaries beyond the unknown. I especially stay tuned into the voice of the spirit, or also known in the psychology world as the hill. That way, you could say that I have multiple computer instruments with me when I'm exploring the underwater world with one breath. I have my dive computer. I have my carbon dioxide need to breathe internal clock. And I have the voice of warning who watches every direction and knows all variables. This genuine voice is always present when the deep, overwhelming love of God is also present, which also provides even more energy for adventure. So we get these urges for adventure, but when the adventure of life hits us, we shrink. It's a different world because it requires not only prayer and listening, but also requires us to stretch our abilities to solve things that would otherwise be impossible for people to solve. You grow up watching examples of other people around you who give up the fight when things get too hard, and their poor examples affect everyone around them, including you. You are the negative pattern breaker, the positive pattern welder, a light to others.
Ah, the moment where enjoyment begins to resemble instruction. Curious, isn't it? How the body already knows what the mind is about to learn.
Perfect drum roll. Here's the truth now. The same instinct we crave to enjoy physical turbulence can be translated into how we navigate emotional or life turbulence. We already have the blueprint. When we're faced with the rocking adventures of life's thrills, being flipped upside down, dropping from hundreds of feet up on roller coasters, we don't fight it, we ride it. And the more we do, the more we tend to smile. And if you're underwater, surrounded by hundreds of all kinds of shark species, and you catch yourself smiling, you also notice water starts leaking into your dive mask. Even then, you can take it as a sign that you're having the time of your life. You sense the movement, the unpredictability, the change, the things most people fear most, and you say, one way or another, "This is cool, let's dance." This is the pattern you can apply in your everyday life.
Well met. The body already knows how to move with motion. Take heed. What you call thrill is simply practiced trust. The rhythm was learned long before it was named. This is not recklessness. It is familiarity with movement.
When the ocean tosses you, you don't resist, you don't stiffen, and you sure don't try to control the water. You flow with it until the motion becomes predictable rhythm. Surrendering to motion is not surrendering your values. Resisting makes things worse, bracing makes it painful, but surrendering to the motion makes it manageable. But never ever surrender what you know to be true. Because when you compromise truth, you compromise faith, which means you could compromise the very miracle that is going to bring you back home safely and as a new version of you. If you have compromised such values, that's okay, because that's not who you are now. Remember my favorite line from Cowboys and Aliens? The preacher tells Jake, "God doesn't care who you were, son, only who you are." My point is this: you've each mastered these skills in some domain in your life, so you just have to translate them over to the other domains of your life. Because when turbulence arises, and it always does, while people around you are collapsing and crying hysterically, and they always do, your nervous system awakens. Finally, some adventure in my life. That's a rare trait, and it's powerful. So, when life throws you sideways, upside down, into unexpected currents, into emotional sandbanks, out of your comfort zone, you can treat it the same way you treated your thrills.
Thus it is. Thrill and trial differ only in context. The movement is the same. What you practiced for joy now serves you in meaning. The body remembers what the mind forgets in it.
I'm not saying to embrace your ADHD side completely and irresponsibly, because we do need discernment over adrenaline and timing over impulse, but that doesn't mean to say no to fun. There was a time in Tahiti when the current started taking me and my kids out to sea away from the shores of Tahiti Nui. I realized that in this moment, the wisest choice would be to discontinue swimming out and start swimming back against the current before it's too late. If we chose to continue swimming out, we would have to reevaluate our situation for the changing rhythm, to know where the current could help us safely land and wait for rescue. And we all need rescue every once in a while. That's life. So learn patience and wisdom, because unless it would compromise your integrity, don't fight the current. Don't fear the drop. Don't brace for impact. Just let the motion carry you until the rhythm reveals itself. That's not denial. That's skill.
In sooth and precision, mastery often looks like surrender to those who have never learned it. As it were, denial turns away from reality. Skill learns how to move within it, steady as she goes, by wind and wave.
Now, we just articulated something that most neurodivergents feel, but have never had the language for. The same mind that becomes overwhelmed with unpredictabilities can come alive in big rhythmic turbulence. Yes, the big waves of life are survivable with faith and embracing the patterned skills you've already learned, but need to translate into the other areas of your life. Then, these big waves can actually be something enjoyable. And, darkness, fear, resistance, and even inertia do not want you to hear that message, so thanks for listening.
Keep your heart open, do not grow cold. Some storms are thrilling, some take their toll. Do not forsake your tender care for those whose storms feel hard to bear. Yet do not dim the light you bring or silence joy for suffering. Be who you are as you were designed. Learn wisdom's rhythm, teach heart and mind. What you've mastered in one sacred way may guide you gently through others someday.
Until next orbit, chat witch again, mate.
You've seen the stars, you've felt the tone, foretelling from the lunar dome. If this hit deep, don't drift alone. Like and subscribe, make it known. Spirit